All right, guys, look at, they're coming down the ridge. Did you see them? Hey, where's Mr. Stinker?
I don't know. Weren't you holding him?
No, I put him on the ground.
Well, why'd you put him on the ground?
I don't know.
Where'd Stinker go?
Stinker! 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 Knock him out.
Take me out on the water, way out in the woods, where the breathing is easy, the living is good. Out in the great outdoors.
Larry Smith Outdoors is brought to you by Warrior Boats, Vortex, Tub Hotels, Leroy's Meats, Bartline Barrels, Magic Products, Power Sports Company, Mike's Country Meats, Baronet Blinds, Drexel Building Supply, River's Edge Tree Stands, and the MRD Group.
Out in the great outdoors.
Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's show. I will tell you what, like I do each and every week, we are all about having a good time, and I'll tell you, the next couple of days are going to be absolutely a ball. We've got a few kids coming to do a little bit of turkey hunting at our farm up here in Minnesota. I've got a bunch of blinds out already, but now I need to get across this field right here, and they just planted it. So what I have is the perfect scenario. That's the nice part about Barronett Blinds. They have a blind for every type of condition. I'm gonna walk back about a half a mile. So I'm gonna grab one of the new Feather 5s, a light blind, but a durable blind, and I'm gonna set that up back in there for these kids. I've got a bunch of other blinds set where I could basically drive our UTV right to them, which works out really good. But again, in a scenario like this, I'm not driving across that field because it's planted. I'm a farmer, I know what it's like. I don't want to tick off the farmer. So hey, come on and join us. We're gonna have a great couple of days. We're gonna have 2 birds down tomorrow, big birds. These kids are hyped up, ready, and they're good shots, so let's get her done. I can guarantee you one thing.
Oh, okay.
I guarantee at your house, your mom gets your dad up for work. Otherwise, he'd sleep in. She's got his lunch packed. Here's your snacks, honey.
didn't know if you wanted to shoot a Jake. You don't care.
I really don't care.
Are they trying to group back up? I'm not sure what's going on. In the rain.
It's really big.
Looks like you hit them good. There's all kinds of feathers here.
Oh yeah, I hit him in the head. I have blood on my fingers.
Don't get it at me.
Place it on.
I want to see that smile.
Took a couple feathers off of him though when I did that.
So just try to carry it away from your body. You're strong enough.
I got him.
Well, I tell you what, folks, here we are out in the turkey woods. And I tell you what, it's all about getting the kids in the outdoors, you know. It doesn't have to be the biggest bird in the woods. We heard all kinds of birds this morning. Wasn't it exciting? Put her there. You gotta shake my hand, that's what they do.
Hunting for turkeys. In Minnesota, it's they got really favorable laws. It only costs you $1 to get a tag for a youth, and so they encourage the youth to get out, and there's less season restrictions too, I believe, on the youth. So we were able to get out here in the first morning. It was a great morning. We saw one tom off on this side. He came in and he actually came within range, but we really couldn't see him that well, and it was kind of iffy, so we didn't take the shot, but he crossed over in front of us. We thought he was going to come back. We called to him when he got on the other side of us, and he turned around, took a couple steps towards us, and then he just turned around and went away. This last one was coming in, all of a sudden appeared right out in front of us were 4 jakes. And they came in right behind the decoys. The way the hill kind of rolls off here, when they come right out in front of you, you don't really see them until they're right on top of you. So they were only about 45 or 50 yards away when we first saw them, and they came right into the decoys and hung out with the decoys. And then what happened?
Well, all of them were stuck together, so we were waiting for one to separate, and then they started to walk away. And then he told me to just pick one and shoot it, and I didn't even think about it and pulled the trigger and got him right in the head.
Well, you must have picked one because you only hit one and you hit him good. The nice thing about a spot like this is you can just pluck them and leave all the feathers, make a huge mess. You know, it's Larry's, it's fine.
Hey, shotgun outside on the grill. We got some steak skewers and shrimp skewers that you can see already, they're all marinated already. The steak is, and the shrimp is too, with Parmesan garlic. All right, it's been 6 minutes on the shrimp and almost 17 on the steak. Look at that beautiful color. All right, we got the steak skewers and the shrimp done. And the coloring, heck yeah, look at that. Leroy Meats, once again, they're in the butcher stuff where all the steaks are. They make them every single day, ready to go.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I came up last night and I planted 4 apple trees in our food plot on the edge of it right there. And they're cleaning this turkey here. And they said, Michael said, is that a shed out in the food plot? I never even saw it. And now look at, Marco's got the other, is that a matching set? Let's see. Hey, why don't you wash your hands off?
Oh my God! What are you hunting for? Chipmunks? I hate them chipmunks.
Are we able to pet them?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It feels weird. That's not the normal
Best
colors.
turkey skunk you will ever find. This critter can find a turkey anywhere within a half a mile.
Sure.
So we just got up here for night one, Minnesota youth hunt. We got to see a bunch of deer and coyote and a giant raccoon and a lot of wildlife, just not the ones we wanted, but we're gonna try again in the morning, but looks like there's a storm rolling in.
Hey, I'll tell you what, day number one here at turkey camp. Marco, let's start with you. What do you think about today? You didn't get a turkey today, but let's talk about, like this morning, we had a lot of action.
Well, we walked up and there's just gobble after gobble after gobble, and then all of a sudden they stop. And
You don't think it had a little bit to do with the deer that
Oh,
busted
yeah.
us this morning, right?
Just busted us and ran off.
I know you're definitely have something to talk about. You were the lucky one today. You got a turkey this morning, and let's talk a little bit about that.
We had a group of 4 jakes come in
And they came right to the decoy.
yep.
And I like your philosophy. Take what's in front of you. You had an opportunity to kill a bird. Instead of waiting for the big tom, you took the jake. Hey everybody, day number one at turkey camp. You know what? It was always fun. We got 1 bird down, 2 to go. Let's see what happens. Hold on to your heinies. I guide pretty much over 300 days a year, and the people that I bring into my boat aren't just customers and friends, they're actually family. And I always try to keep these people as comfortable as I can and safe, and I cannot think of a better product than a Warrior boat. Why is their customer service so good? Because they know that you're part of their family. Come join the Warrior family.
Oh, there's one. Oh, there we go.
The old silver minnow.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that thing.
I love it.
The old Shiba minnow. Oh, what do I got now? I got another species, yeah! Absolutely great product. Whoa! 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 Oh, whacker smacker double jacker. That is unbelievable.
Oh my, look at the spurs on that one.
Oh, that's an old bird.
It rained last night. It wasn't raining when we got here, but it had just rained. We've been out in the woods here for 6 hours, and the first 2.5 to 3 hours of that, we didn't hear anything. We had another hen that was trying to compete with me on calls, and I thought maybe we could call her in, because I think that's sometimes your best strategy is to get aggressive with the hens.
They went behind some brush after that, and they kept coming back and in and back and in. And like,
Were you getting frustrated,
I
Marco?
was getting frustrated.
Yeah, I can't say I blame you.
Come over here.
Right, can't you see us? We're right here, right?
4 toms came in. This one was the biggest, and it came in the front.
I think he was the one that was going to beat up on our decoy the first, right? Since he was the biggest.
He was in front. When I first saw him, he wasn't strutting, but then he started strutting towards the decoy. And then I had the gun on him, and I just was like, and I shot it.
And you put him right down. He didn't know what happened to him.
What do you think of that 12 gauge?
It kicks a lot.
What a long snood on your turkey, Marco.
This week's tip of the week brought to you by our good friends up at Mike's Country Meats, the finest jerky on the planet. Hey, this week's tip is all about making a proper shot. And I'll tell you, Marco, when I look at that bird when your dad got done cleaning it and you're with your assistant, absolutely perfect shot. Hey, Mike, let's tell everybody really when it comes to, you know, people like, I shake a lot too, but when it comes to young hunters and making a proper shot, there's ways that you can really make it much more successful.
Start them out with a target load, get them starting in the, you know, just out in the yard, shooting at stationary targets, and then you can progress from there. But when we're in the blind, we actually use a stand, use a rest, so that the gun is actually sitting in the perfect position, and then you plan out whether they're going to stand or they're going to sit when they actually take the shot, and the gun's sitting there, and just make sure they're in a great position with their head all the way down on the stock of the shotgun, making sure they're sighting down the barrel.
He aimed for the neck, and he almost took the neck right off.
I think
he got the job done right. Hey, it's all about, again, you know what, having the proper rest gives the hunter a lot more confidence in it, and you get the job done. And again, this week's tip of the week brought to you by our good friends up at Mike's Country Meats, the finest turkey on the planet.
Hey guys, I'm Levi with Barronett Blinds. I've got my daughter Mackenzie here with me. We're down in southern Minnesota for a youth hunt, and we're going to sit this spot tonight. But before we set up decoys and stuff, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about our high five blind. It's been out for a little while here, a couple years, so I'm sure you've heard about it by now, but a couple really cool features that we've utilized over the weekend. When we sit for hours and hours on end, you get cramped, your back gets sore, those kinds of things. A lot of blinds, you're not going to have the ability to move around and stuff, especially when you're hunting turkeys because they have such good vision. So I'm just going to have Kinsey go inside here really quick so you can see that when she's in there, she's completely masked when she's moving around. So right now she has complete view of what's going on around her. Kinsey, why don't you jump up and down really quick? Can't see her at all. How many fingers do I have up?
3.
3. There you go. Pretty sweet. Let's kill a turkey. Good job.
Thanks.
Hey everybody, I'll tell you something. This is reality right here. You know what? Everybody was concentrating, especially Kinsey, on that first turkey that was in front right there. And just as she was moving back and forth, the other one ran in front of them, and she pulled the trigger at that time, and she got both of them right there. You know, this is one of them kind of things where it's a learning lesson, but this is a real thing, and it does happen. So legally, you can only shoot one turkey. So we're going to call the game warden and find out what they want us to do. So hang on to your heinies.
So we are currently going to meet the game warden because Mackenzie only had one tag, but unfortunately when she took her shot, she managed to kill 2 birds at one time. So unfortunately today we did have a little mishap. When Mackenzie shot her turkey, she managed to take 2 at once with one shot. So we did call the local DNR. She came out, she met us at a park here, and they do need to take the one animal that we don't have legal rights to. So we're going to turn that over, and then we've got some paperwork and stuff to do, but just make sure whenever something like this happens, there's a right way to do it, and just call your local conservation officer and get it taken care of the right way.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you guys, what an amazing 2 days to be able to have all 3 of these kids tag out on birds. You know what? That's really pretty amazing. I mean, it's cool. Levi, what do you got to say?
It was good. We had a couple of mornings that were slow, but I mean, as time went on, we had birds moving, and then our last sit was only 30 minutes, and Kinsey got the 3rd bird of the weekend.
Today we had a little slow for about an hour and a half, and then it was like magical. We had turkeys all over the place. But you know, the cool part about these kids is they never gave up.
Well, I think what I learned this weekend is how nice the high five is. You know, when the kid hops in a high five, he's like, "Hey, Dad, why don't we get a blind and all of our blinds like this one?" You're like, You know, I don't even have one personally that I've been using yet, so I'm gonna have to change that. But that blind sets up great for a youth hunt. It's just a little bit taller. You're able to actually set up the stand where you can shoot while he's standing, which is great for a youth. You know,
Perfect for that.
It's easy to practice that way, and then it's just like practice when you get in a blind. So that product was kind of the star of the weekend, and you know, the way I tell it, I think you need more tree stands out on this property. We did a little bit of walking today, and you probably need a few more tree stands.
Yeah, there's a lot of property.
The best way for you to get tree stands is to invite me hunting.
You got it. If that makes it easy on that. Hey, everybody, I'll tell you, like I do each and every week, we definitely want to thank all of our military men and women for the great service they have given and continue to give us, along with all of our fighters and paramedics, and no doubt all of our law enforcement agents for their great service too. Remember, it is a great day to be alive, and the best part is we're going to see you guys and gals again next week, and no doubt, thanks for joining us.
Walt, what do you want?
What with your sun drop? Maker's Mark, Pendleton, or what do we got? Crown Royal?
Yeah, Crown Royal too.
What the heck is that?
That's whiskey. Hey, we tagged out, guys.
She's a big whiskey drinker.
Is she?
Making a double for her.
Okay. What do you like? The Pendleton? We also got Pendleton.